must get free. And in this mind is the key.
What's up, Conscious Kingdom? And this is Yahakatone, Anthony Gill. Today's topic is Savoir Faire. That is the ability to do the right thing. I've just arrived at a point in my life where I just want to do the right thing. I just want to keep things simple. I want to keep my life simple, and the attractiveness of doing the right things is irresistible to me. The attractiveness of doing the right thing is as irresistible to me now as in my younger days the temptation to do wrong things or bad things or things that were prohibited. Those things that were taboo, or that I felt restrained from. My desire for the things that are right is as strong or stronger than those things ever were. And I feel good about that. I feel like that is, I feel like that's a wonderful place to be in, I think. I really do. And I think a lot about the influences around me. I think about the things that I'm listening to, that I'm pouring into myself, and my awareness, my awareness about the things that I go looking into, or the influences that I'm allowing myself to be exposed to. I'm very much aware of. I go hunting for the good things, and anything that I'm aware of that I know will be feeding negativity, or just, you can call it positive or negative, but if it's feeding something into me that is not right, or that I don't view as being in alignment with the right thing, then I'm quickly shutting it down, shutting it off, because it's not in frequency with me, or with the things that I have been doing for the past year, for the past year and a half to 2 years. I just know what feels right, and anything that is a trap, anything that is prohibiting me from my ability to do the right thing, I'm cutting it off. I used to get in trouble here with driving violations, ticket violations. I cut it off. I stopped driving. Because I don't need to get in trouble for driving. Here's the thing. I have a different view about having a license. A license is something that you need to do a thing that is a privilege. The ability to travel, to move about, is supposedly, according to the laws and the statutes of the state, the ability, or actually of the United States of America, is constitutional. Your ability to move about freely should not be prohibited. Anyway, long story short, it wasn't a battle that I really have time for. I don't have time to invest in going against the state, because they've already set up a system that takes advantage of people and says, no, your ability to move about is actually a privilege. and it's not a right. So I know that it's a right and not a privilege for me to be able to move about, especially if I'm in my own vehicle. My own vehicle is a consumer good, and I don't use it for commercial reasons. Then I have an ability to move about freely without a driver's license, right? A driver's license is for people who use their vehicles commercially in order to earn money. But if I'm just freely traveling about in my own consumer good that I own and maintain and take care of, and I only use it to move about from place to place, that's a right and not a privilege. Okay, it's a privilege if I use it for commercial reasons, even according to their law. But the way things have developed, people have just gotten used to doing that, and if you let go of your rights, then you lose them. So I just cut it off because I don't have time to battle up against that. There's more important things for me to focus my energy and time on. So here's the solution. I just quite simply stopped driving. And if I need to move about, there are people who are using commercial vehicles to earn money. Okay, and so I don't have to worry about the maintenance on a vehicle. If I need to go somewhere, as often as I travel, I just grab an Uber. You know what I mean? And for the most part, I just utilize whatever's around me, which changed my habits. I move around less, but that gives me more time to focus on building. Okay, and when I do need to move about, I'm able to do that. So it doesn't prohibit me as much. I don't have as much freedom, but I also can pretty much do what I want without, I don't worry about having a license on me. If I need to change that in the future, then I can do that. But I don't see myself acquiescing into that. And if I want to actually deal with that problem later, I can deal with that. So anyway, that was just something that was just a little trouble in my life. It's like, but the thing is, that wasn't even actually me doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I was doing right in the first place because I have a right to travel. But spending time in the courtroom downtown is not something that I really have time to. I went down there for a speeding ticket, and I did bring up the fact that I didn't commit any crime. I wasn't doing anything wrong, and in fact, the state was doing something wrong because they were prohibiting my ability, and I won. They dismissed my traffic ticket. But I thought to myself, I won, but really, I still had to come down here. I had to take off work, and I had to come downtown, and I had to spend all morning there. You know what I mean? To win that little battle. You know what I mean? And my time is very important. My time is very important, and how I'm investing my time is important. And so that was one of the things I learned. I was like, I need to be adamant about how my time and energy and effort is being invested. So I told them, even though I won that case, I told them that I was going to give them their license back. I don't have a license, okay, and I do not drive, okay. And so they said, don't drive. I said, I won't. Of course, I wasn't driving in the first place. I was traveling in a vehicle, which is not the same thing as driving for commercial purposes. I wasn't moving goods or people for commercial reasons, and if you see how driving is defined, that's what it is. So anyway, I don't drive, and if I need to move about, then I have someone to move me about, if it's in a motor vehicle. But it also, changed my thinking, because what I did was I made a decision. I simply made a decision. Like, I saw that's a trap. That's an easy trap to get me in trouble, or to get my time spent in something that my time doesn't really need to be spent in. I don't need to spend my time in the courtroom arguing about that, and I don't need to spend my time locked up in jail for something trivial, where there actually is no, I haven't hurt or harmed anyone, but it's just this trap that's there. And so if you're walking out in the wilderness and you see a big pit, and if you fall in that pit, that you're going to be stuck, you're not going to be able to get out, you're going to be not able to get food and water and all this stuff, then common sense says for you to avoid that pit. So the same thing is happening with has happened with my thinking about doing the right thing versus doing wrong things. Not just in that area, or when it comes to the law, or the law of the land, but in all areas of my life. You know what I mean? It's like the attractiveness of doing the right thing. I recognize that there is a cumulative effect, and I know this from experience, that there's a cumulative effect in your life. When you do the right thing, it adds up and it builds up. Okay? And no, it doesn't always, just doing the right thing doesn't always really guarantee you that everything else is going to go right. But it greatly increases the probability that things will be good for you. So I recognize that, and my desire for doing, anything that harms anyone else, which I never really was the type of person that ever wanted to harm anyone else. I think when you arrive here on earth, because I believe we all, every person, every individual human, we have our beginning in a heavenly realm, that we come from God, is what I believe. But when you arrive here on earth, I believe this whole thing is sort of like a testing ground, and here you make choices, you make decisions, and you either become, you have a limited amount of things that, we have an infinite amount of things that you can become, but you make choices and you do become your choices.